Minute two, while everybody jumps on, because real estate agents are just notorious for being perfectly on time, right? Every single time. Brandon, I see you here. I'm gonna make you a co-host because you can help let people in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice hat, nice beard, and happy birthday.
Uh, Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, yeah. If you see anybody in the waiting room, let me know if you can do that for me. All right. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Awesome. I love this. This is like another mastermind off yesterday's mastermind.
Yeah. Such a great vibe with you guys every single time.
That's how
I
I
love
feel
it.
about you, Gabrielle. Just a great vibe every time you're on here.
Thank you.
You're the vibe as well vibes there in SoCal. Ventura, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, it's super nice here. I moved away for a lot of years and I came back in March 2019. I'm like, oh, why did I move away? It's like really nice here.
Where'd you move to?
Uh Most of my time was in Los Angeles and downtown LA, Koreatown.
Downtown LA.
Santa Yeah, yeah. That's where I was most active in real estate. That's where I lived most of my years in downtown. But I also lived like in Bakersfield, which is way out in the desert. And I went to Vegas for a little while. That's pretty much it. And then came back home.
I lived in 1010 Wilshire, downtown LA.
No, he didn't. Are you serious?
Live, work, play. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Another
Wow.
story for another time, but it was a good time.
That's a good building. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey everybody, welcome. All right, so Gabrielle, let's start with letting everybody know what they're actually signed up for today. What's the webinar going to be about?
Yes. Today, I went through all my stuff, all my thoughts, everything I've ever talked about, learned, because I wanted this to be not only productive, valuable for everybody, that they can actually literally walk away from here and go do stuff that's going to impact their business, right? So I picked out 25 things that I'm going to briefly run through it, but a few of them I'm going to kind of stop and go a little deeper into it because they're important. They're all important. So it really, what it comes down to is like accountability, holding yourself accountable, like not relying on other people, the little things you can do to keep yourself improving and in the game. So that's what I have set up. It'll give you a great idea as to my style of coaching, what I focus on. Like just the other day, somebody chimed in and said I have a different style, and actually, I didn't really plan it that way, but a lot of people do tell me after coaching, they say, that's not at all what I expected, and I just love that. I love it because I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to focus on each person individually. I firmly believe that I got to meet people where they are, figure out their situation, and guide them in the right direction. Not here's the go system, do everything exactly the same, call me tomorrow, right? I don't do that. So I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about myself. If you don't already know, I got into real estate in 2002. I was 22 years old and didn't know a thing about business or real estate, but immediately just gravitated towards all of the resources my broker. I had a great broker who just, gave us scripts and here, do this and do this. And I just embraced it. And one of the main things I started doing by the end of my first year, I was leading a large group of other new agents in role play, in script practice. And that turned into, hey, like, what do I do now? Hey, I got a lead. What do I do? Hey, I got an appointment. What do I do? It turned into like, for the next 7 years with that company, it was about training people, helping them, coaching them. In simultaneously, I'm doing my own business in like a matter of 20 hours a week. And the rest of my time, I'm helping other agents. So that's kind of gravitated, how I naturally gravitated towards coaching people, helping. It's just something in me that I love to do. 2010, I went to work for Mike Ferry to coach for him. I'm sure everybody knows who he is. He's a great coach, great systems. I still watch his stuff on YouTube, you know. Went independent for a while and then went to coach for Tom Ferry for a while, for a couple of years. Another amazing experience, you know, mingling with the Tom Ferry coaches. And I had up to, with Mike Ferry, I had up to 100, I think it was like 90 clients simultaneously, revolving all the time, doing one-on-one, two-on-one coaching. But, you know, what it comes down to is this. There's a few things that stick out over and over and over. And they are things that I think are neglected, overlooked, undervalued, underestimated. And I really wish people would just slow down and take the time to like dig into these things that are really important, but not talked about enough. You know, and maybe that's why people say, hey, that's not what I expected with your coaching, but it's working. I just one quick story. This morning I did a coaching session with a guy who did 250K last year in his business in gross commission. And this first quarter, which is not even over yet, and he's got in the pipeline, he's already done 150. Like in the first quarter, if he keeps it up, he's gonna hit 600, 700. From 250 to, those are the jumps you want to see. And oftentimes it's people that are, you know, they're doing it. They're out there like, yeah, I closed 7 deals, 9 deals, 12 deals, 25, but that's it. They're stuck. And I think that it's certain things you got to do in order for it all to work. And if you don't do it in the order, it just kind of falls apart over and over, right? So is it okay if I go right into the points that I brought?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay, cool. It's my volume here. My AirPod ran out of battery from all my
I noticed
sessions.
that it went from one audio to like the next. I was like, ooh, airplane
Yeah,
mode.
because I'm on them all morning. But okay, so like I said, I'm gonna fly through them. Some of them I'm gonna dive in a little deeper. I think they're incredibly important. So the first one is having a positive mindset through affirmations, meditation, prayer, exercise, proper diet, or whatever gets you going. Here's the magic word: consistently, every single day. Now, who hasn't heard of that? Everybody has heard somebody tell you, be consistent, have a positive mindset, affirmations. But how many people actually do it? I'm talking like, do it for 90 days straight, solid. Watch, I get up, I do my visualization, my affirmations. I record an inspiring video. I post it like a 1-minute video. Yes, Leon, exactly. Repetition, you get better. I do basically the same thing. Stretch, workout. You know, I do like light cardio and some basic exercises, but I do it every day, like every single day. How many of you guys have done it? Do it for 90 days. Do it long enough where you can say, I did it and it worked or it didn't work, right? Whatever it is for you. Meditation, I'll tell you right now, like visualization, I've been working with this app that's coming on. It's still in development. It's going to be launching soon, but I've been testing it. And I'm not joking. Even I've been meditating and all that stuff myself for a long time, but doing it more consistently with the guided meditation has literally changed my life. I think it has sparked so much more opportunity that I can absolutely tell you it came from my mindset shifting, making better long-term decisions that come from visualizing your goals, your actions, everything, right? So the next one is having a tight morning routine, planned by intent to set the tone for the rest of the workday. How many of us get up and are reactive versus proactive? Again, I just had another session this morning with somebody who was a new client. That first thing we talked about was, he said, you know, I think I'm just really reactive and instead of proactive. And that's usually something I have to come in and discover and let them know. This guy knew it off the bat. So what that tells me is that people know what's wrong, but they're not addressing it. Why? That's what we got to dig into. So being proactive versus reactive. I'll give you an example. I tell everybody in my coaching program, and it's in the course that we're gonna talk about soon. Admin time. You got to have a window. I say 1 to 3. It could be whatever, but roll with me here. From 1 to 3, that's your admin time. You squeeze everything that has to do with admin there. Why? Because it prevents you from firing off at different times of the day, chasing stuff, right? Putting out fires all day long. So when you do that, you're way more efficient. You just knock it out one after the next, one after the next. I always say the transition between one task to the other is it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to transition from this to that. So the more you can reduce that daily, plus 5 days a week, plus 20 days a month, 250 days a year, you're literally giving yourself more time to make more money, do more fun stuff, whatever it is. When you have a tight morning routine and you plan everything, like for example, the people I coach, I give them an ideal schedule. I go, this is the ideal schedule. It's not try to follow it, by the hour. Do your best. I do want you to memorize the schedule so that you know more or less what you should be doing. And it's morning routine, business generating time, lunch, admin time, and then appointments. And if you just have that simple structure in your head and you plan it the day before, you will be shocked how much more you get done per day, every single day. I was talking to somebody else about this. They're starting to have more free time. Richard Cure, he might be on the call, on the meeting. He said, I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, you're doing all the right things. You're getting business. You're prospecting. Your things are going great. You have time now. Like, that's normal. You don't need to be all crazy busy all the time. So here's why you just embrace the free time, because as he gets through this little transition phase of less business to more business, he's going to need that time to go on more appointments daily. And he's going to be free to do it, you see. So planning your day, have a powerful morning routine, solid and protected. Don't be such a pushover. If somebody calls you and you just react, you're like, oh, well, I'm off and running this way now, right? So yes, a powerful morning routine. The third one is this. Consistently planning your day the night before. Task everything, your workday, appointment blocks, to-do list, specific call list, everything planned the day before, right? Kind of what I was talking about. More specifically, your morning routine is what should be locked in. Number 4 is allowing customers or clients to control your schedule versus you being in control for predictability and balance, right? Driving all the inbound calls and potential appointments to specific pre-planned, blocked out times. That's what I'm saying. When you block out the time to do all your admin, boom, knock it all out. All your prospecting, boom, in the morning, knock it all out. Not only do you have the momentum, you're organized, you're in the flow, your language is different. It's just exactly what you need to go from one thing to the next, right? So failure to prospect, the next one. Oh, number 5, sorry. Awareness of your basic operating numbers. Treat it as a business, not a hobby, right? So like asking yourself, what is my goal for this year? And watch this. How am I specifically going against it every day? Think about that. If you have your goals and you are, tracking everything, treating it like a business, but there's certain things that you're not doing that are causing you to go against your business every day, little by little, just making yourself work harder, work longer, more complicated, whatever the case may be, right? Number 6, a very important one, failure to prospect for new business at least 1 hour per day. Keep that time absolutely sacred. People who start getting busy, the first thing they do is get rid of the prospecting time. Oh, I can't do it, I'm busy. That's being reactive. You're gonna always forever have the ups and downs if you don't keep that time sacred. And that's all part of the morning routine. Be religious about it. Be solid, protect it, put it on your schedule. Don't even talk about it. If somebody says, hey, I need this, absolutely. As soon as noon comes around, I'm free. What time's better for you after 1 o'clock, right? You got to eat, stay healthy.
Number 7, using and practicing scripts immediately before you do your calls. How many of you guys just wing it? Just run right, start dialing, right? Look, I know most people are really good. Okay, cool. You're a good talker. You're friendly. You have charisma. That's fine. But you got to have that series of questions that you're taking everybody down the same path every time. Because the more you do that, the better you're going to get at it, right? Number 8, taking advantage of the numerous resources in your system, whether it's your brokerage, whether it's StreetText, your CRM. What are the systems that you're not taking full advantage of? So, for example, I have some KW, for example, clients, coaching clients, and they all use Command as a CRM. Most of them don't know how to use it at first. And I tell them, dive into it. I want you to learn one thing at a time. What are you going to do next? What are you going to learn next, right? So that's an important thing, is taking full advantage of all the systems you have, all the resources you have, and learning it, like actually learning how to use it to its full potential, because they're all pretty good. They're all good, and they will all help you to manage your business, to make more money, all that stuff. If the developers of these CRMs are assuming that you're going to learn how to use it, right? They're not at all expecting you to just kind of like, oh, yeah, I kind of use it here and there. No, like they're assuming you're going to master it. That's why they, like, KV Core is awesome. They have courses and trainings and all kinds of stuff so that you can master it, right? Just like StreetText. Number 9, resisting the temptation to simply ask for contact information versus going for the appointment, right? So you should always just default. You should be going for the appointment. Once you secure the appointment, you get the contact info. Every time, go for the appointment. Now, I know you can't do it every time. It's not going to happen. They're not going to commit to an appointment every time. But if you try, I think more than 50% of the time, you're going to have a 1-step process versus a 2-step process where you get right to the appointment up front as soon as you have them on the phone. Number 10, start doing uncomfortable things that you know you need to do, but you don't. Just stop overthinking it. That's really, I have another client that was really like the fight. That was the struggle for months and months, just overthinking. This is why, again, having the schedule, having the plan, sticking to the same habits every day, it eliminates the paralysis by analysis, where you're just, think about how much time you waste overthinking. I mean, really, if you look back the last 12 months, how much time do you waste overthinking? Okay. Knowing where your next paycheck is coming from, like having a healthy pipeline of clients and not just customers that are going to waste your time, right? Like for most people, you probably know what a healthy pipeline would be, but let's just say, for example, you want to close 2 sales a month in real estate. Then having maybe 10 people in the pipeline at all times that you're nurturing, following up with, will guarantee you having those closings every single month. You're only going to do that if you know who your clients are. So, for example, when my coaching clients have a goal for, let's just say, 36 deals for the year, right? We don't wait for the whole year. We're like, by month 1, we're like, okay, we need to identify like 40 people that are going to end up being your 36 deals. So when people say, when people get a lead that is like, oh, we're 10 months out, like, that's cool, that's exciting. Put them in line. That's your future business. That is the pipeline that I'm talking about. Constantly having somebody in the pipeline so that you know where your next paycheck is coming from. Eliminate all that doubt, worry, panic, living paycheck to paycheck. Eliminate that by identifying all of your deals ahead of time and working on getting them closed. Okay. Having an organized and targeted database to cultivate new business mailing, door knocking, social media, ads, events, whatever it is for you. But having the organized, like, so, having the CRM, making sure everybody's labeled properly. This is something you've all heard about a lot. It's just something I want to bring up. Remember, we're talking about the 25 things that out of all the top producers, all the agents, it just keeps coming up. These are the things holding you back. And when you hear it and it goes in one ear and out the other, that's why it keeps coming back. You have to address it. You have to eliminate it on the spot. So figure out what these things are for you. Out of these 25, which ones are sticking out to you more? Which ones can you relate to more, right? Ask yourself, do you already have everybody identified for the year? Okay. Yes, I can definitely share the list. This is being recorded too, by the way, but we could definitely talk about it. And if, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the course later, but the course is to address all of this stuff. Okay. The next thing is completing the entire, I put here the Go University, whether it's this course, that course, whatever you signed up for, please complete it. Go all the way through and master any course that you're signing up for. That's just a standard. Number 14, do some deep soul searching and ask yourself, am I an undercover informant? Do people know my brand? Here's something that I think about all the time and I ask my clients. First of all, do you have core values written out? I mean, really, really think about it. What are your core values? Do you have a mission statement? Like, what is your mission? Or are you just kind of winging it? These two things, super important. Now, let me tell you why. These are things your clients should know. It's not something on a frame, on the wall. People look at it when they walk in. This is something to your core values, your mission statement. These are two things that you should be constantly talking about, revisiting, sharing with your clients, letting them know who you are and what your ambitions are. It's not just to make money. It's maybe it's contributions to the community, whatever it may be. So, do people know your brand? Do they know who you are, or are you more of a secret agent? Right? Ira says, undercover informant. There you go. That was a good one. The next one. Procrastination and lack of follow through on things discovered through coaching sessions that need to get done. How often do you go to a mastermind group, the StreetText mastermind, a coaching session, maybe a sales meeting at your office, and you boom, you get that aha moment. And then what? You go to Starbucks, there goes that aha moment. Write it down, address it, right? Really, really work on the things that you're discovering along the way in your journey. Yeah, Marcus said he needs his coffee first, which is true. I don't do anything without it. But the aha moments, the epiphanies, the mental breakthroughs, don't ignore them. This is another one of the biggest things amongst all the top producers that keep coming up. You ever heard somebody go, man, I wish I did that a long time ago? Well, the cues are happening every day for you, every single day. It's about identify it, write it down, memorize it, video, whatever, but address it. Get to the core of that, right? How about working on and in your business simultaneously, both strategic and tactical, right? So you guys may have heard working on your business, working in your business, okay? That's like a whole other topic itself, but it's just something to think about. Working on your business, working in your business. Like working in your business, building your website, fiddling around with the CRM. Working on your business is like joining a coaching program, doing a course, making the calls, right? Whatever it is. But working on and in your business simultaneously, which is kind of like why I say have the morning routine. That's all for you working on your business. Make the calls. That's working in your business. Doing the admin. That's working in your business. Okay. 17, having your goals on a board or something in front of you as a constant reminder, okay? If you don't have your goals in front of you, believe me, you're not thinking about it. And that's the whole point about visualizing. One thing I believe is that top producers, just not even just in real estate or business, I mean, athletes, right? People who are of high performing individuals have the ability to hold their goals in their mind way better and longer and more clearly than the rest of the people. And I think that's why they are where they are, way further ahead than the people who don't hold their goals. So if you want to have it up on a board, if you want to have it on your phone, on the screensaver, if you want to write it on your hand, some of my great mentors say, write it on something and put it in your pocket. Like, it all works. It all works. But here's the question. Do you do it? Do you do it? Or is it another one of those things that you hear and you get all excited and you go to Starbucks? You know, why am I picking on Starbucks today? But all right, so number 18, simply not doing the work that you know you need to do. That's something like I could sit here and talk to I'm blue in the face. That's something you got to talk to yourself about. Why don't you do the work that you simply got to do? That's it. It's the end of the story. It's like, but that's something you got to come to terms with. You got to like sit down, write it out, talk, have some beer, talk with your friend, whatever you got to do, you got to figure it out. Because over and over, like I said, we're going over the top 25 things that keep blocking people, even the top producers. And one of those things is every time it's like, oh, I know I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. You know, I didn't do that thing. I didn't do that thing. Or, well, I'm not doing it like I should. Like, well, stop. Like, just like stop not doing it like you should, right? Let's just take control and responsibility of our own success and just push hard. Number 19, being overwhelmed because you're underplanned. Schedule, efficiency, systems, assistant, right? If you feel overwhelmed and overly busy, if you're one of those people that, you're underplanned. You are underplanned. You don't have a schedule. You are being reactive versus proactive. And that is absolutely going to get in the way, and it's going to get worse. Sorry to tell you, it's only going to get worse. Okay. So if you find yourself being overwhelmed, overly busy, it's not normal. It is common, and you need to address it. Okay. And I definitely go over that kind of stuff. Number 20, showing up to coaching calls, webinars, the masterminds to discuss your business opportunities, challenges, and the celebrations. Like, so show up prepared. When you come to the masterminds, bring those questions. Like, as you go through the week, write down, text yourself, do whatever you have to do to remember all those questions that pop into your head when you're out there on the field having the challenges. You're experiencing the challenges. Bring those questions to the masterminds, to your coaching session, and then execute on the solution that you find. And like Leon says, like, schedule it like an appointment. Absolutely. Leon has never missed a mastermind. Believe me, he's busy. Like, he's got other stuff to do, but he never misses. Why? Because it's in his schedule. It's a commitment. And if you do that with your powerful morning routine, if you do that with your script practice role play, if you do that with your prospecting and your lunch and your admin time, and you have all that extra time for appointments, I promise you, your business will explode. There's plenty of it for everyone. Trust me, there is. Okay. 21, ignoring personal development opportunities like certifications, designations, training, any kind of licenses you need to get. Those opportunities, what they are, I think at some point people are like, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. What it's doing is increasing your self-worth. It's just absolutely making you worth more and more and more. So don't ignore those little opportunities that are hitting you every day. Now, that's not to say that you spend all day, every day just learning, but you should always have something going on where you're learning more, earning a designation, earning something. gaining knowledge, increasing your self-worth. That's really important. I tell agents, I mean, around here, in this price range, whatever, you could do the math, come up with the number for yourself. But I tell people all the time, the guy I talked to today, I was like, you are worth $2,000 an hour. Stop doing things that your assistant can do. Like, stop it already. You're losing out. Oh, yeah. It's like, no. When you do the math, and you will see that you're worth X amount of money per hour. Stop doing the things that you could pay somebody to do. Okay? Super important. I can't even stress enough on that. 23, asking your coach for help. For myself, Marcus, everybody, but for myself, when I have coaching clients, we have a weekly schedule, right? That's where we talk about everything. We talk about the numbers, the results, the challenges, the solutions, the big wins. But in between the sessions, as well as your broker, yes, your office managers, that's what they're there for. That's why they are there. But in between your meetings with them or whatever, remember, ask for help. If I have the time, I'm going to help you. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. If you catch me in a drive, I'm driving, you're like, hey, I have a quick question. Call me. Let's do it. Right? I'll tell you. If I'm busy, I'll tell you, but I'll get back to you. So whoever is that person in your life, take advantage of that, and make sure that you're just taking full advantage of it. Don't be afraid to ask, is what I'm trying to say. Right? 24, explore alternative solutions versus deferring to victim mentality. All things are possible, right? I'll say that again. Deferring, automatically, naturally, going, oop, that didn't work. Let me see what else I can do. Boom, 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 boom. Solution, execute. Many people, and I'm not attacking any one person, okay? Immediately quit, or just, I only got address only, so I just went to the beach, no, you got an address only. Okay, skip trace it. Look them up on Facebook. Go knock on the damn door. I don't know. Figure it out, right? But this is the point here. By default, be the kind of person that first exhausts all options before you go, well, that sucked, right? Split testing, absolutely. That's a great example. Okay, so practice that, not just in business, but in your life as you go every day. Practice defaulting to alternative solutions, actions, before you go, oh, well, that didn't work. Next. And 25, time blocking your social media to achieve within an hour per day so that you don't keep chasing things throughout the day. So basically, what I want to say with that is the content, the commercials, the advertisement, all the stuff that's planned, just knock it out in an hour or two. Get it done, pre-schedule it, have your assistant do it for the whole year, whatever you can do. If you could take half a day and record 12 videos on one topic so that you could put one out every month, just knock it out, right? I'm not saying don't be on social media all day, because we all do it. If I'm in a lobby waiting, I'm going to be on Facebook immediately. I'm going to be on Instagram. But that's extra time, right? You're sitting there doing nothing. Okay, let me look it up real quick. That's extra time. But as far as the content goes, the planned professional stuff, that kind of stuff, plan it out, knock it out, and just forget about it for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. When you plan it out, you can do that, and it works. Okay, so that's the 25 things, guys. I know I kind of, went through it pretty quick because I just want you to hear it. I want it to affect you, what it is, what the things are that are not just holding you back, but everybody. It's just a common theme amongst people. And the better you get at eliminating these things, the faster you're going to grow, the more business you're going to do, the better you're going to get at what you do. And it's an ongoing thing. It's not like if you fix it now, it's fixed forever. It's like the gym. You got to keep going. You don't go to the gym and lift 300 pounds today, right? I certainly don't. But You go to the gym and you lift, 20 pounds a day every single day for the rest of your life, you're going to be really fit. That's business. Same thing. These are the 25 things. So in the course that we are launching officially today, there's 22 videos. 2 of them, one's an intro, one's 12 really important points that I want you guys to keep in mind. The rest of them are these topics. It's everything addressing the very principles of your success. And from there, you can take it wherever you want to take it, right? It's just a matter of mastering the principles, the basics, the things that even huge, corporations are doing that you need to do also, or else you're just not going to get off the ground. Okay, so I can open it up for some quick question and answers. If you guys have anything you want to ask or need to ask, now's the time.
Gabriel, and while you do that, I'm going to actually just quickly share the screen.
Yes.
And here's the Think If It courses or the course we create with Gabriel. And so can they preview this, Gabriel, so number one, if you look in the chat feature right now, this is a massive opportunity. We're putting in a 50% promo code on this. All you got to use is the code GO launch. And that is only for today, by the way. That's half off. So if you're even thinking about it, this is your time to actually take action. And there's more.
But wait.
Gabriel, talk us about the more if they take action in the next hour here.
If they take action in the next hour, well, you get the discount, which is awesome, of course. And then once you're in, you get the opportunity to get a free coaching assessment. Normally I do free coaching sessions, they're 30 minutes, whatever. But for people today who jump on board today, you're going to get like a full on assessment, probably up to an hour, super deep dive. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this course. We can go through it real quick. If I go press resume course.
Yeah, let's go over each topic, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you went over a lot of them, but they got this. You've got these 12 points. I'm not going to go through everything because there's so much value in here. They'd want to go through this, but maybe tell us a little bit about what they're seeing here.
Yeah. So first, the first one is mindset. And I think just overall, even with top producers, even with new people, whatever, mindset is just like a huge problem. It's like you got to have the right mindset, and it's not just motivated. There's a lot of things that come behind having a great mindset. And that's something that we're going to dive into in the course. These videos, they are thought-provoking. I'm just like rattling off thoughts and questions and statements like this. And if you're taking notes, which I highly recommend, you don't just watch. You take notes, you review your notes, and then you go back and journal your thoughts about your notes about the video. That's how you're going to ingrain this stuff in your head. Okay. And then, of course, after the mindset is setting goals and motivation. That's another big issue is most people really can't tell you what motivates them. What's your goal for the year? Oh, 36 deals. Like, okay, what does that mean? Like how much? Like, what's it going to do for you? What are you going to do? Like, are you going to buy investment properties? Are you going to reduce debt? Are you going to help a charity? What's it going to do for your family? You guys going to go on vacation? Right? So not just goal setting, but planning and to have the motivation, because, motivation, I guess, is where you can separate motivation and inspiration. When you're inspired by your goals and your plan, nothing can stop you. Nothing's going to get in your way. You're going to do it, period. And then time management is the next, developing skills through role play. So that's the one thing I do for free for everybody, developing through skills through scripts and role play practice. It's the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I firmly believe that if you're not good with your communication, you're going to struggle. Yeah, you'll get deals. You'll get the, 12 a year, 15 a year, 25. But man, let me tell you, it's a struggle. I'll tell you this much. Most people think they got to close everyone. I think it's just a natural ending to a really good presentation. That's the way it should be. Like, more clients should tell you, hey, what are the next steps I got to do to work with you? Like, let me know. Let me in. I'm knocking, right? Time management, that is a huge, even I coach people that are killing it, and it's still something you gotta just go back and talk and work through and master it. So time management's that one. Prospecting, what does that mean? It means a lot of different things for people. Like for some people, it's simply calling everybody you know and saying hello. Like that's prospecting. You're going to talk about business for sure. For some people, it's straight up cold calling. For some people, it's door knocking. What is prospecting to you, and how is it going to affect your business? Qualifying clients, potential clients. I think this is where many people lose out on business. They spend too much time on things that aren't going to happen every day over and over because they're afraid to, or they don't know how to qualify people. Like really dig in. For example, one thing I tell everybody is consultation for sure, everybody. And most agents say, oh yeah, I do a consultation every time. Like, no, talking to them in the car for 5 minutes is not a consultation. I'm talking about appointment. You go through a series of 15, 20, 25 questions, asking them things like, when we do this, what is that going to do for your family? What's it going to do for you? What are your goals? Like, really understanding your clients through pre-qualifying 100% of the time, every time. And you will A, get more high quality business, and B, eliminate all the stuff that's not going to happen all year long. It's just not going to happen. Think back to how many clients I've had people go, oh yeah, I showed them like 80 houses and then they didn't qualify. Like, what? It happens. I know. Customer service, that's super important. I don't even have to get into it, but it is a good topic to dive into because most of us, as much as we want to give good customer service, we could do better. Okay. Past client center of influence. This is probably one of the biggest business losses across the board. Everybody wants to wham, bam, next, instead of growing the database, which is where StreetText comes in very handy, growing it, getting to know them, keeping in touch with them, doing enough business so you can put some of that money back into the systems to take care of your past clients and center of influence. Okay, lead follow-up, that's a given, right? I think in the mastermind on Wednesdays, we talk about lead follow-up a lot, how to do it, what do you say? That's something that is incredibly important. So there's a video on that. Handling objections. I think most objections can be eliminated before they show up, but how ready are you to handle any objection you get hit with? One of my pet peeves in any group setting or whatever online, people go on there, oh, I'm going to go to a listing appointment and this is their objection. What do I say? I'm like, oh my God, please practice. Like, please know your stuff. You cannot be winging it, asking for a life vest during the process. Like, no. If you have questions like that, oh, what should I say? You absolutely need to learn how to handle objections and role play scripts and practice. Scripts and practicing is not about being a robot, okay? It's about fine-tuning your skills. It's about improvement. That's what it's about. Tracking numbers, incredibly important. If you already know that you're going to close a deal for every 40 conversations you have, why would you stop? That's the kind of stuff you know. Tracking your numbers is another thing that a lot of places, coaching companies, coaches, whatever, they want you to like start tracking your numbers right away, really harsh about it. Some people do, some people don't. I kind of let them decide. Are you a numbers person? Some people are. Some people impress me. They're like, yeah, here are my numbers. Some people are not. Guess what? I'm not. I need help. I need an assistant. I need somebody tracking my numbers for me or with me. Okay. So that's tracking numbers is another video that a lot of good insight on. If you're not going to do it, somebody's got to do it for you. Why? Because when you see the numbers, it's just clearly written out for you. Challenges, strengths, weaknesses, what to do next, all through the numbers. The presentation, probably the most important part of your business. The real closing skills, I titled it Real Closing Skills, because in the opening of that video, I say, closing has become this thing where it's like, you gotta forcefully close people, right? And like, sign the contract, please, right now. Give them the pen, right? Like the old movie, Glenn Ross. I kind of go through what I think real closing skills are, and it's basically what it comes down to is you become so good, you don't get objections. You don't need to close people. Your clients are like, hey, I'm ready to go. Like, you're awesome. I like what you presented. Where do I sign? And people are out there doing it, and you can too, if you learn how to do it, okay? Negotiating is probably one of the most underestimated, unknown, scariest topics to most people. You ask somebody right now, tell me about negotiating, teach me how. They cannot do it. They just straight up cannot do it. Most people can't even explain it. It's a skill that is learned. Also, I think through script practice and role play, you can learn a lot about negotiating, but more so the role playing of case studies and scenarios, that's huge. Yes, most are afraid to do it because they're afraid they're going to lose. But watch, negotiating is a win-win. Nobody's going to lose. When you're a great negotiator, it's a win-win situation. Appointment time, administrative and staffing. We covered that topic today. If you're worth $1,000 an hour, why in the world would you spend 1 minute doing something you could pay somebody else to do? Makes no sense. It just, we can dive into that individually if you guys want to, but that you just got to take my word for that. Administration and staffing, you need to build a solid support system and let them do their job, period. Okay. Money and profitability, that's pretty clear, right? But there's a lot to go into, and cutting expense. I had somebody come to me from another well-known coaching program. They were doing great, making lots of money, but not keeping any of it. I'm like, all right, well, let's dive right into that, because it's not fun to make a lot of money when you're not keeping any. That's like, you might as well just not work. Okay. Understanding personality styles is huge. A lot of your challenges on a day-to-day basis are personality styles. My favorite, this is one of the longest videos in the course, and my favorite thing about personality styles is that you will immediately start to see, you're definitely a high DI, Mark. You will immediately start to see the impact of knowing personality styles in your business and your personal relationships. It's amazing. All the relationships around you will improve, or it will show you like, maybe you need to improve. Maybe you need to be a little more versatile, okay? And then your business plan, of course, without a plan, you're gonna be like a feather in the wind. So that's the course, Marcus. If anybody has any questions,
we just spoiled them. We weren't supposed to go through all of that, so that's just being spoiled right there. Kim, ask a question.
Yeah, Gabriel, I just have a quick question. I've watched a few of your videos, and you're awesome, dude.
Thank you.
I really enjoy. Yeah, and all your feedback and stuff on the masterminds is awesome. Your calendar, and I haven't clicked on it because I'm getting ready to go out of town, so it's kind of crazy. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
But I was curious. And plus you also said if you're not going to show up, don't bother blocking the time, right, on my calendar. Are those times for your one-on-ones where you do your deep dive, or are those like live dialing calls where we can like jump in and do a little bit of role play and then like call?
Yeah, so the on my Calendly, they're labeled. So one of them is the Go Role Play session. That's where a few of us get together and we just dive right in, like ring, ring, hello. We go right into it. Leon was on one recently, and I hope he brought value, and I think he enjoyed it, which I was pretty excited to have him there. But I get so excited because every week people are just getting better and better right before my eyes. And they're excited. They're like, oh my God, I did this call and I did that thing and I have an appointment now. It's like, yes, you just got to practice. Right?
It's so simple, but so profound. Like I've been in real estate for 18 years. So old hat, right? But yeah. I literally just started calling, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's
So I
something
can't
that,
wait to jump on those calls with you.
yeah, you should. Everybody, I think everybody should. And so that's the goal role play sessions where you learn how to not only cold call, but follow up on leads, listing presentation, objection handling, negotiating, all of it. It's all solution based by practicing. And then the other events on my Calendly are one-on-one sessions. Once you're in my coaching program, you get a different link to schedule your sessions, or free coaching sessions that I provide sometimes to people. That's what that is. So that's pretty much it. I think the one that I would love to see more people on is the role play session.
Okay. Well, as soon as I get back from Cabo, I'll okay.
Enjoy yourself. Any other?
Thank you. Thank you for the link.
You know, Gabriel, what I love most about you, like you give so, we call that free 99. You give so much value for free to people. And so I know it's even hard for you to put out a course there like that where people have to invest in it. But trust me, this is going to be one of the best investments anybody can make. I don't care where you're at right now. This is all something that we can learn from, including myself. So
yeah, it's very much at your own pace kind of thing. It's more thought provoking. It takes me back again to how people tell me, like, it's not what I expected. Like when they get on my coaching sessions, wow, that wasn't different. It's I guess it's my approach. I don't know what it is. It's, you know, I respect all the great coaches out there. I just take what I can learn, I put it in my own style, and I just want to help people. And that's why my goal, of course, is to have more coaching clients. Whatever I can do to help you along the way, I'm going to do it. Role play sessions, contribute to the masterminds, you know, answer a quick question, whatever. If I have time, I'm going to help you. Ultimately, the best thing is one-on-one coaching. That's where the magic really happens. That's where I get to look into your thoughts and your mind and your habits and go, there's a problem right there. Let's fix that. Boom. There's this. There, you say something and I go, whoop, wait a minute. What'd you just say? And we just go right down that rabbit hole, all the way down to the core issue, eliminate it, and you're done. Like, you are fixed, my friend.
I love it. So in a perfect world, what would be the best steps? Like if someone were to take action right now, what would be the steps they'd want to take to get the most?
Well, I think that the course is absolutely a great place to start because you're going to know exactly what to expect. With me, you're going to learn a ton of the basics, like the principles of mastering your business, thought-provoking. Like you could watch them over and over. You're just going to be self-reflecting, taking action, right? There's a lot of things you can do to execute on. The course alone, I tell people, if you're a doer with this course, you're going to do it. When you're at that point, I want to talk to you because now we got to talk about scaling it. Now we got to talk about systems and hiring people and firing and like individual problems and challenges, right? Not like the basics that you're going to run off with, but once you start to really get the momentum, and if you already have momentum, it's time, so that's what I would say is get the course, start it, schedule a free coaching session, right? So we could talk about the videos that you've watched, or maybe I'll tell you which one to start with based on your business specifically. So you're not like jumping all over the place or, just going through it. Some people don't need to talk about everything. Some people are already doing pretty good, right? But like I said, you can make 400 grand a year, but if you're not keeping most of it, there's a big problem. I have clients doing 700,000 a year, and believe me, they're keeping absolutely most of it. There's a lot of money wasted on things that you don't need to do.
I love that. Any other questions for Gabriel? We have about 5 minutes before we have a hard stop at 2, so this is your time.
Yeah, thank you for respecting my time. But any questions while we wait, if there are any, feel free to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm pretty active, like as far as responding. It's always best to hit me up directly, either to my text or direct message from either one of those. Friend request, everybody can friend request. But yeah, I think if you go to my website, olguingabriel.com, there's a lot of good info there. There's a FAQ, frequently asked questions, that will answer a lot of your questions. But yeah, I think just starting with the course is probably a very, very good start for somebody who hasn't even really thought about coaching.
I just dropped your link to your website. So there's Ira put your Facebook profile, there's your website, there's your Facebook group, there's the role play Calendly. You guys, there's so much ways to get value. And again, start if you want to start and have a little role play session, or go to his Facebook group and learn a little bit more about him. But I would say, like, it's hard to beat that $150 deal you're getting right now. Plus, you get this entire like free coaching session with him as well.
Oh, and I'm going to be adding to it. So it's not just what it is now. That's what we developed to launch it. But I already have like so much stuff that I'm going to be adding to it. Different things like different levels of performance, like the different levels of mastery, like prospecting stuff, open house stuff, business in general. Like if you're not in real estate, just things that should be a certain way. So, I'm going to be definitely updating it and adding more stuff to it.
Love it. All right, a few more minutes. This is your time. Unmute yourself. Questions.
Hopefully I covered them all and eliminated all the questions.
I think you did. I think you went through everything that we could ever imagine.
There was a lot, I know.
I'm looking at you, James, looking at you, Leon. Anything, Richard?
Mike, I don't have a question, but I would just strongly recommend that you people would show up to the role play, because we had a new guy today and it was just awesome. Like I could see based on where I started doing it to where I am now, and then a new guy coming in, and I'm not judging him or not being mean to him at all. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I could see my own growth and I could help him grow by saying, dude, I did that when I came in.
Yeah. Rich, let me tell him about that guy. So when we started, he said, well, I don't cold call. I hate it. When people call me, I just hang up on them. Long story short, by the end of the role play session, he's like, well, I'm going to go make some calls now. Right. Like he was like, and he did a role play. I gave him some advice, tips, try this, that, and the other. And he did such a great job. And like literally one session has flipped him. And he is now going to make contacts and make money and change his business from one session. Like that's exciting. I don't care who you are. That's exciting.
Wow. Joshua just action. She just signed up. Grace just signed up. Good job, guys. Way to go.
I had to ask that guy why he's even in the business. Where they say the best way to kill your business is not to, do nothing at all. Actually, though, Gabe, if someone was to ask my takeaway that when people go, the difference between yours that separates yours versus a couple of other ones, everybody comes into the other courses looking for StreetText things, how I do this, Facebook, this and that. You kind of, I think I'll call it stepped outside the box. You just took an overall to where it's not a matter of just online leads. It's a matter of running their business the way it needs to be. And you and I had sat down and did an interview that I've got on my YouTube channel where we're talking the difference between training and coaching.
That's right. Yeah.
So in a way, you're taking these guys back to the beginning because, like I always say, how can you go to the next level if you haven't achieved the first one yet?
Yes.
So coming into this with you, it's like one of those where the basics of real estate come down to making those calls. It's instead of I've got a license, what do I do now? This is where you kind of pick them up from there and move them forward.
Absolutely. That's something I talk about a lot is like the whole thing with building a team and hiring a buyer's agent, hiring an assistant, getting an ISA, like all that is good. What I say though is do it in the right order when you need to do it. And there is absolutely a formula for that. It's not just about, okay, I got my license, now I need a buyer's agent. Like, no, right? So yes, thank you, Leon. And I'm going to look up that video. That was a good video.
All right, it's 2:00. Holding you to it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you. I want to say this, Marcus. First of all, I love working with you guys, StreetText. But also, honestly, this group of agents you guys attract are by far the funnest, best, nicest people that I've ever worked with in the 19 years in real estate. And let me tell you, it's important, man. It's important to really like and enjoy the people you work with. And all the people through your guys' platform is awesome.
I just told Shay to cut that clip right now. Boom, on the website. Thank you. Love it. Thank you.
You gotta love it when they make it fun to show up at work.
That's right. All right, guys, I'm out. I gotta go.
Hey, thanks, guys. Cheers.